I really have to pee. I didn't realize this before we started recording, so I'm gonna go pee. I want you in the time. It's gonna take me a minute. I need you in the time that I'm gone. Look at the camera.
Okay.
I need you to concoct a bit that's gonna be the cold open for the episode.
Okay.
Ready?
Wait, it's just me? Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna do a bit. I'm not gonna do any bit. Going on Discord. So deal with it. I don't want to tell you. That was so quick.
I'm back. I didn't wash my hands.
I know. There's no way you could have.
Well,
unless
we do our best.
Unless you washed your hands while you were peeing, there would be no way. Sometimes I do that at home because Sean's like super germaphobe, and so
oh really?
I'll not wash my hands and I'll pee and then I'll walk out, and he'll go like, "You didn't wash your hands." I go, "I don't need to wash you need to wash your hands when you pee?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Sounds like a skill issue." You need to wash your hands every time you pee? Skill issue, not my problem. Sorry.
Sorry. This is a cool guy.
Don't piss on your hands. I don't know what to tell you.
Guys going to the bathroom apparently. Oh god.
Oh no! I got all over my hands. I was watching
Right.
Do you know Edmund Mitchell, the show? Have you seen?
No.
I had a really big Edmund Mitchell's the show kick for a while, and he got up to use the bathroom and came back, and one of his female co-hosts was like, "Did you wash your hands?" And he's like, "I just used the thumb." I was like, she has no frame of reference, dude. She doesn't understand.
That is really funny to say. I just used the thumb.
I know it hurts. I'm sorry. This is not your All right, you came to the right place, you ding dong. It's called communication, baby.
Welcome to Dr. Ethan's Dating Corner, the very special episode of The Crunch where we solve all of your dating problems, where we descend from our lofty thrones above and help you find love. That rhymed. I'm Nurse Patrick.
And I'm Dr. Disrespect. I wish I was Dr. Disrespect. I love that guy.
We got a good show. Oh yeah, what do you love about him?
I like that he's the 2-time Dr. Pepper gaming champion back to back.
I did not know that.
1995, 1996. Yeah. Anyway, I'm Dr. Ethan of Dr. Ethan's Dating Corner fame, and I am thinking about posting dating content on my Instagram.
That'd be really fun.
Yeah,
that'd be really
I've been
fun.
thinking about making that my thing.
I think once we make the crunchtagram real big, we can like branch into our things. Like I can do masculinity content on my Instagram, and you can do dating content on yours. That'd be solid.
Dating content, poker content, firearm content, Toyota Land Cruiser content,
2004 Honda Pilot content.
Oh, Patrick, where'd you go?
I'm here. I'm right here, man.
Don't make fun of me.
I'm right here.
Are you there now?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm here.
Where's Patrick?
Oh gosh.
Patrick.
No, there's no way.
I can hear you. Okay, we're caught up. We just had a brief interruption.
Okay, I mean we're still recording, right?
I spent a little bit too long today browsing eBay for
a Toyota Land Cruiser.
For a Toyota Land Cruiser, and I found one only 300,000 miles.
That's a lot of miles. That's a lot of land.
But it's a lot of cruising. But but they run for a long time, right? If you take care of these
at
machines,
least 300,000 miles.
They're very, very reliable machines. And so I saw this one, and I could have bid on it for only $7,700.
Not bad.
And it's not bad. We don't have the money, but eBay doesn't know that, right? They don't know. You just click on the website, and they just say you've bid, and it's some type of legal obligation. But nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Much
The law can't make me pay.
The point being is, if I won, I could come up with the money.
I'm good for it.
All
I got to do is put it all on black.
But it's just there's something about like a 1997 Land Cruiser that just gets me going, bro. Like I don't know what it is.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why. Maybe it's the fact that like they just run for so long, and I've like never been a car guy before, but like maybe I am now. But I've also been looking at pictures of guns, and I've also kind of been thinking about like playing online poker tournaments.
You're really leaning into this. You're really leaning into this rural Oklahoma.
I am, but here's the thing. I've been thinking about, you know how I've been watching John Blevins.
Oh, the 1997 looks good.
It does look good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks good.
I'm not lying. I've been watching John Blevins, and I like him. I get frustrated sometimes because it feels like he has like things that he likes. You know, he cooks the meat, he drinks the bourbon, he watches the NFL.
Yeah.
He talks about the fast food, and like those are his things. Those are wells that he draws from.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah.
Like, what are my wells? My wells are making off-color jokes about national tragedies and having a podcast. And like that can't be my whole thing.
No, that can't be.
You know what I mean?
No, it can't be it.
And so I'm thinking about getting hobbies, and I think I'm going to start with poker, guns, and Toyota Land Cruisers, and just see where it goes from there.
I have too many.
Do you think
wells.
that's okay?
Yeah.
I need a coach. I need a life coach to tell me which hobbies to get.
I think that you play golf.
Oh, I haven't played golf in like 2 years.
Well, you wear a lot of golf shirts and pants, so there's
Check out my swing. How do you feel about this?
Nasty. Disrespectful. My wife
in like
was
a good way
upset.
or a bad
My
way?
wife was upset that you said my shoe game was disrespectful on the Crunch story.
Dude, you're
He was like, he's just trying to be comfortable. Leave him alone.
I love that her defense is not even that the shoes look good.
They don't.
He's just trying to be comfortable.
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
And the worst part was they weren't even comfortable.
At the end, because you went into the crud sea, which deeply affected me in ways that I can't describe on the podcast. But I do describe them on patreon.com/thecrunch, where we do what, Patrick?
We patreon.com/thecrunch post a bonus episode every week, and we did an episode every day we were in the Holy Land. We recorded in front of our live pilgrimage group a recap of the day. So we're posting as our bonus podcast for the next 7 or so weeks. We're posting a virtual pilgrimage where you could come with us for a fraction of the cost. I dare say a small fraction of the cost.
Right. You could be a patron for 2 months, $20. You can get all of the digital pilgrimage episodes.
80 shekels.
About 80 shekels.
About 80 shekels.
And you could get pretty close to the exact same experience that the people who actually went on the pilgrimage had. So I don't know if that's just a really bad deal for them or a really good deal for you. But either way, patreon.com/thecrunch
Sorry, guys,
is the place to be.
We swindled you. So
I don't think they were under any illusions that we were not swindling them.
They knew we were taking them for a ride is what happened.
Yeah.
So we got an interesting, Dr. Ethan. We got an interesting question in the dating chat.
Oh, we're just gonna do dating.
No.
Questions now.
Before we go into the dating questions, we got an interesting question.
This is a dating advice podcast that people will listen to every week.
Before we get into those questions, our good friend, I can't speak his name. The Duck, you know him.
The Duck.
Man. Duck Man. I can't say that. It's a slur. I can't say it.
I love that you call him the Duck.
I was gonna say it, but I don't think I can say it on the podcast because most people are not from Louisiana.
Right.
Anyway, so
the duck we call it.
Our duck friend.
It's 8:30.
I know. He says, "Does anyone have any resources on the sin of usurpation in a relationship?" Which, no.
Next question.
But I was trying to look it up and I couldn't find anything. Do you know what the sin of usurpation is, Ethan?
I know what it means to usurp.
Yeah. No, don't Google it.
So usurp.
Don't Google it.
Okay, I won't.
I want you to answer this question off the dome. Go back to your dating 101 class from your undergrad.
Okay.
And describe to me what you think the sin of usurpation is.
It was so long ago. I was so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Because I have the answer in front of me. So let's see if you can get it.
I did my residency.
Your residency?
My residency.
Never not funny.
It is funny. let's see, usurpation. So to usurp someone or something is to kind of like come up from below and take it over.
Within the relationships. It's got to be usurpation within the relationship.
So my bet is if it's Duck asking this question, he's asking about what to do if a woman has an opinion that's different than the man's opinion.
There it is. Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yep. Usurpation. I found it on a random blog. So Duck, Mr. Duck, I have your answer. It's from horemona.org, horomona.org/daily-devotional/ let the woman not usurp the man's authority. So you can look it up there. But yeah, he's talking about how the woman should not usurp the man's authority. So that was an interesting, I guess that's the resource that I have for you. But I never heard it called anything before.
Yeah. This is my favorite forum that I go to all the time for advice like this. It's called womenbeshopping.com. And I go there and I learn all kinds of things about the sin of usurpation.
I said women be shopping way too many times on the pilgrimage. At least 3 times.
You said a lot of things way too many times on the pilgrimage.
What did I say too many times on the pilgrimage, Ethan? Huh? Tell me. Tell me right here live on the podcast. What did I say?
I could say, but I would implicate you in an anti-Semitic lawsuit, and so I will not say what the things that you revealed to me.
I said I didn't say anyone was acting. I didn't say that though. We all know who said that.
We do know who said that. Patrick, you just mostly made fun of me the whole time on the pilgrimage.
That's not true.
Or I would be trying to like process or like have a quiet moment of prayer, and you'd come up to me and you start talking to me, and I'd be like, I would get so pulled out of my brain, and I'd be like,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's not your fault. It's your boyish charm.
Oh,
I had to deal with my own issues of like trying to walk and trying to like be on my own, but I'm not alone. You can't be alone when you're with other people.
No. So
it's really me having invalid expectations of the experience that I was having. Does that make sense?
See.
I just remember you interrupting like a train of thought that I had so many times. Not because you were being
really
malicious
funny.
or being annoying. You were just like wanted to share something that you were thinking about.
Yeah.
But then I was like deep in thought about like where we were, like what was going on. And you'd be like, "Hey, so by the way, so I was looking at this rock and it said in Greek that the stone is made of rock," and I'd be like, "Wow!" But like I was not fully there.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I'm sorry. You didn't say anything.
It's okay. No. Why would I say something? Why would I deflate your enthusiasm for the Holy Land trip? You see what I mean?
Fair enough. This is why I brought my notebook, because I would have interrupted you much more.
You were taking a lot of notes.
Copious notes.
Copious notes. I didn't take a single note the whole time we were there. It
reinvigorated me in a practice I used to have, which is like when I would just take notes on things. Like I took notes on a homily today at daily mass, or it wasn't a homily; it was notes on the reading. The homily was kind of the opposite of what I was thinking. I'll share it with you some other time, but it was fun.
Please.
But yeah, so the sin of usurpation, ding ding ding, you got it. It took me a second to figure it out.
Yeah,
but
for the record, I don't know. I'm not in favor of this. Like, don't think that we don't hate women. I'm just like, I just know this guy and I know what he was probably thinking. And I don't think he hates women either. I think he just maybe is looking for something in a place that it's not there.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know if there are many resources on this sin because it's so specific, right? Like,
yeah. And it's like, it probably is a sin for like a woman who's married to a man to take the man's authority away and use it as her own. But it's also a sin for the man to dominate the woman. And so like it's the both. You see what I mean?
And so like as a man, you should probably care more about the latter than the former. That's kind of where I land on that.
That's the advice that I would give as well. If only he listened to the podcast.
Does he listen to the podcast?
I don't think he does.
I love it. I love that Duck so much. It bugs me and also concerns me that the term Christo-fascist is so common now.
It is really strange.
I'm not concerned about Christo-fascism, by the way. I'm not concerned.
How about crypto-fascism?
I'm not concerned about Christians being fascist, by the way. I'm concerned that the left has seemed to associate Christianity with fascism, and it seems to be willing to take extreme measures to make sure that Christian fascism, just the fascist kind of Christianity, is not allowed to voice itself. And I'm concerned that that will spread to other kinds of Christianity, like normal Christianity or Christianity as a whole.
Did you see that guy that got arrested for reading from the Bible on public sidewalk?
In England?
No, in America.
Wait, hold on. That's not good.
Yeah. So when I say that I'm a fascist, you probably agree with me more now, don't you?
Probably. Oh, man. Anyway, well, time for dating questions, I guess.
I don't, for the record, everybody, I don't know what fascism is. I thought it was cool. I did it because I thought it was cool.
This is actually how everybody gets involved in 4chan. They're just like, I didn't actually know what fascism was. I just thought it was.
I did it because I thought it was cool, and I ended up in the back of a U-Haul.
People,
I don't know what to do.
Internet political people are so funny because they'll be like, yeah, I'm kind of like an accelerationist fascist, and then you'll talk to them about like freedom of speech. Like, it's really important to have my freedom of speech. It's just really funny.
Oh yeah, you're a fascist? How many khaki cargo pants do you own?
Even illiberalism is liberal in America.
Yes.
You know, it's like,
yeah, which is crazy.
It's just really funny. So anyway,
for the record, all of that was a joke. I was joking. I don't mean it. That's why we laughed. That's why it was a comedy podcast. That's why we're about to do dating advice. I really am afraid that people are going to cancel me, and I just don't have time for that.
Like
I'm busy.
I'm busy. I have a dating question that will deflect this criticism of you. Sound
Let's
good?
go.
All right.
Yep, I'm ready.
This is from Flannery. Thoughts on starting a long distance relationship with someone you've never met?
Okay.
This is a terrible idea. Did we do this one already?
I don't know.
I don't think so. No, it's not possible because she asked it on the 23rd and we were in Jerusalem. So no,
we were gone.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. They met through a remote job, no prior friendship, still getting to know you phase. Could it work starting to date without ever actually having met, Ethan?
So the question is, yeah, so she's a girl and he's a guy.
Could it get any more obvious?
Avril Lavigne. I think, how does anybody start dating?
Please,
eventually
somebody
you have
tell
to,
me. I don't know.
Eventually you have to meet someone that you've never met before and then date them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. Maybe she's worried about not meeting in person, but like, why do you need someone's body? You know? Like,
isn't it all about the soul, man?
It is about the body, but I don't know. I think it's possible in today's day and age to develop an exclusive type of relationship over the internet as long as you plan to meet them in person soon and regularly. Sure. Right. So it's like, I understand people have financial things that, like, if he's on the complete other side of the country and it like is $700 to fly there and back, it's like, okay, you can do that a couple times a year, maybe. But you have to make it a priority, or, you have to trade off or whatever. But if it's like within driving distance or the flights are a bit cheaper, you can take a bus or there's other things, like you can't just start dating online and then never go see the person in person, because then it's like, not that it isn't real, because it is, but there needs to be a level of commitment, because if you keep dating someone online forever and you never make the effort to meet with that person in real life, then like there's no way that the relationship can progress, because eventually you either need to break up with them or marry them. Like, those are the only two options. You can't stay dating. You can't stay dating forever. And so if you're going to marry them, you guys have to live in the same place, because you can't be married to someone and live on the other side of the country. Like, you need to live together and you need to have a family. Like, there's parts of being married.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd want to live apart. So I think it's fine to start that way. and to feel it out and to go visit each other a few times. But if you feel like it's something that's real, that's worth pursuing, you gotta move. You gotta
do it. Yeah.
You gotta pack up your bags and move. And maybe you guys pick a third city together to move to. This is a great time.
Like two dogs meeting, just a neutral location.
Right. Meet in a neutral location. You guys can pee on a flagpole together. And that'll be your first date. And then after that, you can go around and sniff other people's butts. And it'll be really cool. Yeah. I don't know what dogs do, but
they pretty much only do that.
Yeah. But you could pick a city. Maybe the city that you guys live in is like an expensive city, and you could pick maybe a cheaper city to move to that's less in demand so that you could afford to buy a house sooner. What with the rising interest rates, with Joe Biden's economic plans.
Bidenomics.
Bidenomics. Disgusting. Did you see that America got downgraded in its credit rating from AAA to AA plus?
What the hell does that mean? AA plus?
Yeah. It just means we're you know what happened in The Big Short to the bonds?
Sure, that all happened to the country of America.
That happened to the country of America.
Who's the guy that rates the credit of countries?
It's some guy named Filch.
Oh.
Yeah. The guy from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are we not in control of that rating system?
Students out of bed. Trillions of dollars in debt. In the corridor. I hate that guy.
Nerd. What a nerd.
He is a nerd. Learn magic, idiot.
Get good. All right. Get out of here.
Skill issue. Do you have anything to add about the long distance thing?
No, I think you pretty much summed it up. It's like it's the same question. It's the same question with every long distance relationship. You got to move eventually.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Make sure that your relationship is not just over text, because that's one thing that I don't think people understand, is that you keep like a girlfriend in your pocket. She does whatever you want, whenever you want. You can talk to her when you want. Right. You can be busy whenever you want. No demands, nothing. It's relationship on demand, so you got to kind of work around that, be cognizant of that. Make sure you're
the big red flag is when it's all convenience and like if you're never inconvenienced by your significant other, then you don't really have a relationship. I don't think.
Yeah, it's a pure convenience thing. Yeah, so just be careful. It's easier to form a flirtationship with someone who's not there because you can be more transactional.
Right. Yep. And I have done this, so I know.
Oh, yeah. We all know.
Okay.
I had a funny joke about your... that was what it was. The lowest bar in the world. So there was... at the Dead Sea, there's a bar. It's at negative 420 feet below sea level. And it says... Yep. Oh, yeah, the weed number. And it says the lowest bar in the world. And my last joke was Catholic girls when they turn 30. That was funny, more universal. But my first reaction was Ethan Stevie in 2018,
Ooh.
or 2017, excuse me.
Dude, if you saw me at a wedding in 2017, you would have thought that I was not a Christian man.
Oh man.
We've moved on. 6 years later, I got a kid now.
You're doing great. Listen, if you can't, you don't bring up your past, what are friends for?
What?
I don't know.
What are you saying?
It's 10 o'clock at night.
You can't embarrass me live on air and then be like, oh, it's 10 o'clock at night.
And 10 o'clock at night.
You're not even having a little drink.
I am. Stop saying it. I miss everybody. Little drink.
Aww.
I want to have a little drink.
We would get back to the hotel like late at night after doing God knows what, and everyone would be like, "Oh, I'm so tired. I want to go to bed." And Patrick would be like, "Little drink," and then he would use his charisma and his power and his powerful body to get everyone to go to the bar, and then everyone would drink.
And we'd have a great time. We had a great time.
We would have a great
even
time.
When we were retired, even like the day we were supposed to wake up at 2 a.m. to go on the bus, I turned and I went, and it worked. Everyone was like, Camille stayed up the whole night.
Did.
On the flight back, I forgot about this. On the flight back, I was supposed to sit in exit row, and they moved me again. They moved me to an exit row, and they moved me back. And I asked the flight attendant, and she was like, "I'm really sorry, sir." And I was like, "Oh no, it's fine. Like I'm a team player, you know." And because I said that, she was like, "Thank you so much." She's like, "I'm gonna get you a drink. It's on me, okay?"
Nice.
And so
drinks were free on that flight, by the way.
My flight?
No, were you talking? Is this the flight from Tel Aviv or London or?
No. This is my flight from JFK to Orlando.
Flight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you.
I didn't know this, but flights from London to Tel Aviv and London to any flight that's not in the United States, you just get free alcohol, which is crazy. I didn't know that.
And domestic flights are more expensive, and the alcohol costs money. So like, what the hell?
I don't know what's going on.
What's going on? They gave me.
What are the margins?
I asked them for an extra wine. I thought maybe it was only. And I was expecting them to say, "Oh, it's alright, it's only one per passenger." They gave me 2. And then I had to chug it in the London airport. I had to. They twisted my arm at 8:30 local time. I was like, "What? It's 2 a.m. my time." And Ethan was like, "That's not better."
Oh, poor baby.
Anyway,
boy.
but I was on the flight from JFK to Orlando, and it was like 12:15, and the flight attendant, I thought she forgot, but it was like we were almost back to Melbourne, or almost back to Orlando, and she comes up and she hands me, she's like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "I'll just take a Jack Daniels on ice, because like, who cares?" And she came up and she handed me 2 bottles, so she gave me 2 free drinks, and I took the glass and I took the bottle and I went, "Little drink, one last little drink," and I had a little
just
drink.
you alone on the plane. It's like the priest offering his last sacrifice alone, but it's a little drink.
It's a little drink. Anyway, okay. So
you got another question?
Yeah,
we've done 30 minutes of podcast and we've answered 1 question. We got to tighten up this shit.
Do you want to do 2 more questions or just 1 more?
Let's do 2 more. I think
the
people need the content. We didn't do one last week, so we got to make sure that everybody has the content.
All right.
We got to give good dating advice.
This one is a good question about community, specifically for men, from the perspective of a woman.
Oh.
Little twist.
A lot of twists here today. Little twist.
Not quite a dating question. Not sure where else it would fit. Any advice for how I, a girl, Larry Goose, a girl. I just made me think about that. Any advice for how I, a girl, can encourage men's community even though I'm not a bro, and I don't want the guys thinking I'm interested in that. Wait, I don't want guys thinking I'm not. Oh, I don't want guys.
Just read what it says on the page.
I'm trying to. I don't want guys I'm not interested in thinking I'm hitting on them. Okay, fair. Warning.
Right. Yeah.
They'll think that regardless. Context. I've been out of college for a couple of years. I feel like some guys I saw thrive in our campus ministry sort of let themselves go.
Dang.
They're fat.
My friends are fat now.
Friends are fat, not attractive anymore. What's going on? They don't play ultimate frisbee in the quad with Breslin anymore. Now they don't commit to weekly men's stuff. They just go to parish young adult ministry hoping for dates. They don't commit to one parish or young adult ministry. They don't actually invest time, etc. I ask because I've grown a lot in the bloom where you're planted mentality when it comes to parishes, which I can explain easily to my girlfriends and start organic outreach stuff. But how do I explain this to the men? Ethan, Dr.
Man.
Ethan.
This is such a good question because I feel like, ma'am, have a seat.
Can I say something real quick?
You can. You may.
I like when women think they can fix men with just sheer force of will.
I like when women think that a flower analogy is the best way to get men to understand what they should be doing. I just try to tell my guy friends, like, bloom where you're planted. And they're like, huh. They just don't.
They just start hitting themselves with a stick. They don't get it.
Yeah. I think, as a guy, I totally understand where you're coming from. Because it can seem pretty obvious and pretty clear as a lady. Just get plugged in with your local parish, get plugged in with the thing, get committed to it, stay involved, and you'll see the fruits. That's just not how it works for guys, okay? For multiple reasons.
Yeah.
Reason number 1, and this reason is primary, is that most ministries and groups that are run officially by the church are feminine. Not because they're run by women, but because the nature in which they operate is a feminine way.
Feminine mode. Yeah.
It's a feminine mode. So most things are come to this place, hear a talk, have a meal, leave. This is great for ladies. They love that shit in like a big way,
Gobble it up.
They gobble it up like a Christmas ham. Mm-hmm. And the fellas, they'll go, but only because the women are there. If there was... You know what I mean? Like, there has to be something other than, and it could just be as simple as.
And once they get married, it's all gone.
It's over. It's all gone. Right.
There's no reason to go anymore. Yeah.
It could be as simple as it's at 6 a.m., right? Like that extra added bit of we're all here early and we're all kind of not paying attention to the talk and we're all drinking coffee together is enough to get men to go to a thing that's in the feminine mode, right? But if it's in the evening or on the weekend and there's alcohol and all these things, it's like, well, I can like hang out with my buddies and drink alcohol and have food and not go to this thing. So like, why would I go?
Yeah.
So I hear where you're coming from, but it's structurally built in a way that is not good for guys. The second thing is that in terms of like what men actually need is that they need some, like, I kind of alluded to this, but they need something to like get them out of bed, you know, like there has to be a reason for them to commit. Like they're not going to commit to something just because they ought to commit to it.
Yeah.
Typically.
You know how everyone complains. I almost said a bad word. You know how everyone complains about how men want to fix their problems. Oh, he never wants to listen to it. Just give him a problem to fix. Give him a little ball.
Right.
And he'll bounce it. You know, just give him find a
there's
problem.
If there's no problem to fix, then
there's
like
probably
why?
a problem.
Right.
You know?
It's and this is not like we just need to get them to like do yard work at the parish. Like it doesn't need to be that.
No.
It just needs to be like give the guys a mission. And you as a woman, unless you desire to get kidnapped by the Moors, cannot provide that for them.
Fair. And it's not just a physical thing either, because like guys will get together, like men will join parish council to like help fix a failing parish, you know? Like, guys get really motivated by that sort of thing.
Yes.
No.
If there's a way for them to be able to use...
Guys will get motivated by having a little drink. They'll be like, I want to hang out because there's a little drink involved and I'm going to finish this glass, baby. Mm-hmm. Enough. Doesn't need to be big.
if they can use their skills or their desires in a positive way, then they're going to want to be involved.
Yes.
And I think the problem is that this can't really be something that's given by women. So like your original question was, how can I encourage male community? I don't think you can.
You can marry one of them and you can say, I will not love you until you have male community. I'm just kidding.
You can join the great tradition of withholding affection from men.
Until they do something want them to do.
Until you do something you want. More power to you. Welcome to the club.
What yeah, I don't know, like you can lightly say, I mean, you know what's funny is you kind of like do a hat on a hat thing. You're like, wow, there's a real big problem. These guys don't have community, and then a guy will figure out how to fix that problem.
Mm-hmm. That's
but
a good
then
point.
You know they're just gonna have to figure out. But like, that's the thing is like when it comes to guys in the church, they're so conditioned to thinking in that feminine mode, where it's like, oh, just get everybody together and like talk. And that's like when I was doing youth ministry, there were guys that just wanted to play basketball, and I was like, let's just let them play basketball then.
Yes.
You know, let's just.
Like just trying. It's good to do Bible study and it's good to have talks and it's good to go to mass and all these things, but sometimes you need to like stay up late and go to the casino and smoke cigars, and that's going to be the thing that like for whatever reason.
Yeah, there's going to be something there.
And it's not just because it's like fun. It's because there's like a certain camaraderie around things that you're doing together that I just don't think that women need. And so I love your audacity. I love your desire. I love your care for these men. But you can't.
The best analogy that I can give, and I'm using this analogy in the book, so don't steal this, but this is a good analogy.
Okay, I will.
The difference between men and women is this: it doesn't really matter what they're doing; it's the end, right? So like when I was at a Christmas barbecue with Phoebe's extended family, and there were two big meal
Christmas
things.
Barbecue?
Yeah, Texas.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was a brisket being smoked, and there were tamales being prepared, and most of the women were in the house prepping tamales, and the fellas were outside smoking brisket.
Smoking the brisket.
And the women, when they were talking, they were catching up. They were talking about how their families are doing. They were talking about the kids. They were talking about this. They were talking about that. They were talking about people. The guys were all out there talking about the last time they smoked a brisket and what they did differently. and how they could do it, and how great this brisket was. And it was all about the brisket. It was about the task at hand. And they were discussing it. And it's like, I understand like meat and vegetables are like coded masculine and feminine, but it could be switched. The guys could be doing tamales and the girls could be smoking brisket. And the same thing would happen, is that for the men, the brisket is the end. Like, when we smoke this brisket, it will be accomplished. It will be finished. But for the women, it was the tamales are merely a vehicle for which to do the conversation about everyone, and the kids are obviously moving back and forth, and the girls are kind of gravitating towards the women, and the boys are kind of gravitating towards the men. But they're going back and forth. They're kind of experiencing all of it. And it's just like an illustration of like the difference between men and women is like men are focused on the material, the perfection of the created thing, and the women are focused on the personhood thing. And so I think instead of being like, well, sometimes men are focused on yeah, fine. Sometimes that's true, because there's an aspect of masculine and feminine in all of us. That's just true. But we do need to be stereotypical here a little bit and just lean a little bit into the masculine, because we could use a little more of that. It's not bad because it's material and not spiritual. Dude, C.S. Lewis, Paralandra. Yeah. Weirdly, a great book about gender.
Oh yeah, it is actually.
Like right at the end.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. Weirdly, a great book about gender. Like he mentions
everyone
this exact
should read
thing.
The C.S. Lewis Space Trilogy.
Yeah.
And then they should read Dune, and then they should read Kurt Vonnegut, Player Piano.
Okay. Good idea.
And then they should read Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, and then they should read Obama's memoir.
Brandon Sanderson, he wrote The Name of the Wind, right?
I don't know.
That was a joke for a specific person that listens to both this podcast and the Cal Newport podcast. I see you.
Disgusting.
I see you.
I would like you to ask me the last question so that we can wrap this up and we can all get to bed.
This one comes from Ben Eastman. I'm just kidding. He just posted it in the chat. Okay. I'm in need of some. This is not from Ben. This is from another person. Just Ben is a happily married man. I'm in need of some wisdom right now. A question for the good doctor and his loyal nurse, Sancho. Backstory. I've known this girl for 5 years. She's 23. I'm 27. Too big of an age gap. You're done. I'm just kidding. I've confessed my attraction to her before I left on net, but she said she didn't know how she felt. We stayed friends. We lost contact. I hit her up after I came back. Wow. Roller coaster. Now there's the situation. All right. We hung out last month to catch up. One of the first things she said to me was, I'm done with guys. Sorry, man. It's over.
It's over before it even started.
You're her friend.
My heart literally just sank to my stomach because this guy, the rest of the question is null and void.
Sorry, buddy. But then we proceed to talk about what we both want in a relationship, and she's asking me what I look for, and we find we're both looking for the same things. In my mind, I'm like, wait, she said she's done with guys, and then she proceeds to ask me my preferences, and she tells me hers. Is she interested? Is she scoping me out? The only way to find out was to ask her on a date. She said no. I'm not looking for anything, especially because I just went through a tough situation with guys. Understandable. We proceed to talk for another half an hour about what we think about dating, and she says, I enjoyed this. Let's hang out again soon. Dude, you're on this girl's hook. You got to get off her hook.
No.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm sure she's pretty. I'm sure she's pretty, but you gotta cut it.
Oh, this is. Oh, I feel so bad for this guy.
She's in the wrong here, man. That's mean.
This sucks.
I don't want to go on a date, but can we hang out again soon?
No,
dude.
No.
You can't hang out again soon.
Don't do it.
A whole month later, we had dinner and talked for 3 hours again.
Why are you doing this? This is who needs a torture chamber when you have this guy just doing it to himself. Guantanamo, take notes.
We talked for 3 hours again about our dating preferences and what we think, but she still mentioned to me she's not interested in anything right now. I'm so confused. She keeps asking me what I think about dating, but she's not ready for dating. What's going on? Am I just friend zoned? I asked her to go bowling, and she said she's down, but I'm really confused.
Dude.
Poor guy. Oh, my God.
Fella, please listen to me. Listen to me right now. Here, I'm going to tell you, this is going to be brutally honest, okay? So you probably picked up from our reactions. This girl, because you are not a sexual romantic threat to this girl. either because she doesn't like you or she's not attracted. She obviously likes you. Like, she's obviously your friend, right? You guys are hanging out. That's great.
She obviously is attracted to you.
She enjoys spending time with you.
In that sense.
But she does not view you as someone that could be a romantic partner.
And the reasons for that are probably many. I've been thinking a lot about like what like attraction in the sense of like what makes people friends. You know, like why do we want to be friends with some people and not others? And it's because we see some quality in them that we want. And when that happens between a man and a woman, often that can turn into romantic attraction. But if the kind of things she's attracted to should be the kind of man that she can talk to for 3 hours, and he listens to her and gives her good advice, and they want to go bowling together one night, like that should be the thing she's attracted to, but she's not. It's not your fault.
She's not.
The fact that she's had a bad experience with guys recently, I would not be surprised if this was somewhat self-inflicted.
I think that she feels safe with you, and that's why she asks you these questions, because she's trying to work out what she thinks. And to her, you are a safe man that has her best interests at heart, who, I guess he kind of likes me. I don't really know. He like asked me out, but it's probably not a big deal. She probably has no idea what this is doing to you. Unless she does, and that'd be crazy malicious. But
I doubt that she does, because girls don't understand. She does. But yeah.
She probably is just using you to bounce some ideas off of, to spend some time with, to fill time until she figures out what she wants to do and where she wants to go. You are being used, and that's not because she is an evil person. You just happen to provide the exact utility that she needs at this point in her life.
Yes. Which
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but you need to, if you haven't already, cancel bowling. It's not gonna help. Everything in you is going to be ignited. You're going to feel the butterflies. Every little touch, every little thing, every little moment is going to make you feel like something is happening. Yeah. Nothing is going to be happening.
Not happening.
This is not happening. This is, if she liked you, she would have said yes when you asked her out twice.
The first time. And then yes.
She would not have let off the conversation by saying, I'm done with boys, because girls who like someone don't say I'm done with boys
to that person.
To that person, right? So, I'm sorry. I love you. You're awesome. But dude, you need to respectfully and kindly reduce your interactions with this person for your own sake, because otherwise you're going to say something to her that you regret, and she's going to feel really awkward, and the friendship's going to blow up. And it's not, I don't think the friendship should continue in its current state at all.
No, actually. Definitely not.
So please. I know it's hard. I know you think we're wrong.
I know, dude. I know. I've been there. Please. I
have been there so many times.
I've been there like twice, but I know.
I've been there like this exact thing has happened to me. I would say 12 times. I'm not joking.
I know.
Take it from someone.
I know you've built this. I know you built this up in your head about how great you guys are and how compatible you are, and you're probably correct. But
she's not going to kiss you.
You'd be surprised at how fast you can move on. It's like you're going to be impressed with yourself. So just skip to the part where you do that. Please, man. I
can't.
A lot of the times we're on the girls' side here, but
dude, this is.
We've been accused of misandry on this podcast before.
Well, usually the men are wrong, but in this case, the man is like me 5 years ago, and I'm just like, please,
end it. He's gonna get frustrated, and then he's gonna say something he regrets, and then it's not gonna be good. Dude. And you're right to be frustrated, but like you're also wrong because
you're trying to bust through a brick wall with your head, and you think that if you maybe say the right thing or have the right compliment or dress the right way, or like your skin clears up, or what, like if you think something happens, then maybe she'll finally have this like ray of light that comes down, and she'll notice you. That's just not going to happen, because in her mind, it's not even a possibility. And it's not because she doesn't like you. It's because she has ruled you out as a romantic partner. And she's not going to, this is not like the movies where she all of a sudden rules you back in when you do when you bowl a strike. It's not going to work. Yeah, you're not going to have a fun montage where she realizes at the end that she actually really likes you. It doesn't work that way.
even if it did, what foundation are you starting on? You're starting on a foundation where for a year you really liked her and she did not give a shit. And so if you're married and you're like, I've always loved you, she's not going to be able to say that. Yeah. And it's not going to be fun. You're not building on a good foundation here.
Just please trust us. You can do whatever you want. But there have been reports of other people not taking our advice on the podcast and then regretting it.
That's true.
So
that's true.
Just saying.
That was crazy. Anyway,
we got to end the show. But that's all that I have. Patrick, what can people do to kind of get more involved with the podcast and what we do here?
If you like this, you can have our Friday show, $10 a month. If you think that this show is worth a cup of coffee, you can donate $10 a month on Patreon.
How many dollars is that a week? Can I just ask how many dollars that is a week?
That is $2 a week. No. Yeah, like 2.5. So that's like, if you think this show was worth less than a cup of coffee, just like $1, then you can give us, support us at $10 a month. And then as a thank you for supporting us at $10 a month, just because you think this show is worth at least $1, you get an extra bonus podcast free of charge. So,
boom. And every dollar that you support on this podcast goes straight to the mouths of our children and
making the show better.
And when I say the mouths of our children, I mean the equipment fund. I'm going to buy new microphones.
Nice.
I'm not going to feed my son.
He's fine. Your wife feeds him already.
My wife feeds him. He's a nursing child, and so I don't have to spend any money to feed him. I just have to spend money to feed my wife. But that's what I have a salaried job for. So if you give me money on Patreon, then I will buy new equipment, and I will use it to then speak lies later about how I will feed my son with your money. But it'll just be the same lie in higher quality.
I like the grifting ASMR.
And we'll defeat the left, and if you support me, we'll be able to take them down. And Bishop Barron will finally crumble.
All right, I'm so tired. I need to go to sleep.
bit.ly/crunch discord. Be involved in our Discord community. Are you going to ask me if I have anything else for the people?
Then do you have anything else for the people?
Please, Guy, if you're listening to this, please.
I'm begging you. Please. Please don't do it. Your life is going to be fine. You're going to meet a great girl. It's going to be awesome. It's just not her.
Please.
Not going to listen. I didn't listen. Someone told me I didn't listen.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway. Thank you all for listening. Please pray for us. We're praying for you. We'll see you all next time.